What's up, everyone, and welcome back to Keep It Tabs. I am your host, Tabitha, aka Tabs. We are one day removed from the 2025 Royal Rumble, and what an amazing PLE we got yesterday, guys. Incredible all around. So for today's episode, we are going to be recapping the entire Royal Rumble PLE from the Women's Royal Rumble, the tag title match, the Undisputed WWE Championship ladder match, and then, of course, the main event was the Men's Royal Rumble match, which had an amazing and incredible, surprising ending. I'm super happy. But let's go ahead and jump right into it. Alrighty, everyone. So starting off the night, we had the Women's Royal Rumble match, which was freaking amazing. Honestly, a good 9.5 out of 10. Couple storylines that are unsaid. I mean, I don't really know where some of these stories are going to go from here, but the Men's Royal Rumble definitely set up stories for the future, while the women's kind of didn't in the most part. But let's go ahead and jump right into it. So starting off the match, we had Io Sky and Liv Morgan in the first two spots. And then number 3, we had Roxanne Perez, who deserves her flowers because she was the first of many NXT women to appear, but she was the Iron Woman of the match, meaning she lasted the longest out of everyone, lasting 1 hour and 7 minutes. But overall, Roxanne just absolutely killed it. She had some amazing spots, was also runner-up to Charlotte Flair. Laura Valkyria made an appearance. The IC champ, Chelsea Green, the United States champ, also made an appearance. We had B-Fab, who was the first eliminated. Ivy Niles, Zoe Stark, Lash Legend was another NXT call-up. There was 5 total NXT call-ups. Bianca Belair, Shayna Baszler, Bayley, Sonya Deville, so the whole entire little PFC group. Also had Maxine Dupree popping in, Naomi, obviously. You had another NXT, Jada Parker. Piper Niven coming in at the perfect time to help save Chelsea, which actually Piper ended up eliminating Chelsea on accident. Of course, Natalya had to make an appearance. Coming in at number 19, Jordynne Grace making her official WWE debut. She did participate in the Rumble last year as the TNA Knockouts World Champion, but this year she's officially signed as a WWE superstar. Super excited to see what they're going to do with her. She's going to go on Raw. She's going to go on SmackDown. I think she'll probably go to Raw. Or is she going to go to NXT? Because I do believe Julia is the one who eliminated her. And then we had Michin. And then number 21, Alexa Bliss. What an incredible return. I think she had the biggest pop of the night for all the women in the Rumble. Overall, really excited to see what she's going to do. And I loved her Fiend Forever jacket on the back, paying tribute to Bray Wyatt. Zelina Vega was also there. Candice LeRae. Stephanie Vaquer was another NXT call-up. She'll definitely be on the main roster pretty soon. And then we had Trish Stratus, a surprise return. Of course, got an incredible pop. Who doesn't love Trish Stratus? And then we had Raquel Rodriguez coming in to save Liv Morgan, trying to help her win the Rumble. The way that Piper Niven is doing the security thing for Chelsea Green on SmackDown, that's funny, and I like that, but the way they're doing it with Raquel and Liv, I don't really like that on Monday Night Raw. And then next, number 27, the return of Charlotte Flair. We knew it was coming, but when was it actually going to happen? Boom, number 27. Julia coming out. She was the 5th and final member of NXT to make it to the Rumble. Nia Jax came out at number 29, and she had an incredible night overall stats-wise. She came in 3rd place. She had the most eliminations in a single Rumble match with 9, and overall her total for eliminations in her career is 29 now, which is the most overall. And then we had Nikki Bella come out at 30, which, in my personal opinion, I kind of wish it was Alexa Bliss instead, just because I think off of reaction, Alexa Bliss got a better pop. That's just my opinion. But Nikki Bella came out. I mean, she had a couple good spots. I really don't know if it's going to be her coming back to do one final run and then retire or what. But apparently she says she's got some unfinished business, so I could definitely see her coming back and doing some stuff. Down to it, though, in the final 3, it was Nia Jax, Roxanne Perez, and Charlotte Flair, where Roxanne Perez, Charlotte Flair kind of teamed up to get Nia out, which Roxanne Perez was kind of left vulnerable on the edge of the mat. Boom, 1 kick to the face. Charlotte Flair is your 2025 Royal Rumble winner. She's the first ever woman to win 2 Royal Rumbles, which is just fitting because she, by her standard, is the GOAT of women's wrestling. So it's interesting. Are we going to get her and Tiffy like a lot of people think, or are they going to go her and Rhea to make it a trilogy? I believe would be the 3rd match, maybe 4th. But kind of interesting to see what they're going to do. Not the biggest fan that Charlotte won, but, it is what it is. All right, next we're going to be talking about the tag title match that we had. It was a 2 out of 3 count match. DIY defending their titles against the Motor City Machine Guns. I mean, this overall was an incredible match. I don't think the crowd reactions and the kind of engagement with the crowd was really much there as it should have been, because that match was incredible. You had some of the best technicians in all of WWE in the ring for a 2 out of 3 falls match. Like, it was just incredible. There was some savviness from DIY pulling up for the fake tag to earn the first fall. Of course, Motor City Machine Guns weren't going to let them get away with being all sly and slick, so they ended up getting the second fall to tie it up 1-1. Surprisingly, Street Profits come out, attack Motor City Machine Gun, even though DIY is the one that attacked him in the first place. So DIY ended up retaining because of the Street Profits. But after the match, the Street Profits ended up attacking DIY because they're the ones that originally got them hurt and attacked them backstage. And that led to, I believe, Angelo Dawkins having surgery on his knee or something. So he had a crutch. They beat the shit out of them. And that's just going to prolong that feud, going forward. But I knew DIY was going to retain. They needed that solid heel solidifying win. And I'm glad that they retained. But overall, an incredible match. And next we had the undisputed WWE Championship match in a ladder match. Kevin Owens, Cody Rhodes, who's going to be champ. Incredible match overall. I cannot believe that WWE let them do some of the things they did because of how gruesome and just insane it was. Like, Kevin Owens, I mean, dude, I know he's probably okay in my mind, but I really, after the way he looked in some of those photos on X, it was insane. But like I said, overall, that match was just insane. They had some incredible spots, and boys definitely used those ladders like it was. It was a ladder match. They used them throwing it at each other, power bombing each other on them, whatever they could. Rhodes countered what looked like Kevin Owens was going to go for a package pile driver onto the kind of ladder that was laying flat, but then Cody countered and hit a back body drop, whatever, throwing Kevin over his body, hitting his lower back. That shit looked like that hurt, dude. Regardless of y'all say this is fake or whatever, some of those bumps are extremely real, and that shit looks like it hurts. One of the nastier bumps that they had was when Kevin was on the top rope with Cody, and then he gets him in that fisherman power bomb, I think is what it's called. Boom, onto a ladder that's kind of hanging on the ropes, and that's when Nick Aldez and a bunch of WWE officials run out to make sure that they're actually okay. And Sami Zayn actually runs out, which is interesting because he didn't do anything. He just was making sure that his friends were okay. But it was like, I thought he was going to maybe try to interfere, but dude, honestly, regardless, Kevin was not going to be able to come and help him later in the night because the bump he took later was just absolutely insane. So after that whole debacle, they actually start getting up. They're fighting outside the ring, get on to the announcer's table. KO is going to go for that package pile driver and try to go through a ladder that's kind of going across from the ring to the announcer's table. And then Cody counters, gets him in an Alabama slammer, and throws him onto this freaking ladder. And basically KO's head gets stuck in between one of the rungs, it looks like. And it looks like he legit could have hit like straight on the floor with his head. So I'm actually interested to see like if he actually is okay. Does he have any type of neck injury? Probably has a concussion. Hopefully that's all he has is some type of concussion. But I mean, the way he kind of went through the ladder, that shit was just absolutely nasty and insane. And then he was just busted open, bleeding down his face. And Cody goes into the ring. After he hits the Alabama Slammer, KO's stuck in that position in the ring. And that was just scary. Cody finally goes in, goes up the ladder, gets the belts, and he retains the undisputed WWE Championship. It takes the medical people a while to get KO out of the position that he had kind of got thrown into. He's just busted. His face is bleeding, and it is just crazy. And overall, though, I thought it was honestly an incredible match. That might be match of the year for a couple months here until we get to Mania or maybe SummerSlam time. But that was definitely a really good match. I really, really enjoyed it. So now where do we go with Cody Rhodes? What's going to happen? Is he going to have something at Elimination Chamber? Who's going to end up being his opponent for WrestleMania? Is it going to be the Rumble winner? Is it going to be, returning Randy Orton? Is it going to somehow be Roman Reigns? Is it going to somehow be CM Punk? So it's going to be interesting what they do next. And then the final match of the night, the main event, which I believe should always be the main event in the Royal Rumble, the Men's Royal Rumble. Rey Mysterio is the one that came out as number 1, and Penta, number 2, had some of the greatest luchadors, probably the top 2 luchadors in the world, to start the Rumble this year, which was Penta's debut, which he also was the Iron Man. He got about 42 minutes, I believe it was, a time in the Rumble, which was awesome for him, but great way to show off his skills, get him maybe some feuds going here in the next few months. But number 3, we had Chad Gable. Carmelo Hayes came out, which he was the first eliminated. Santos Escobar at 5. Then we had Otis. Braun Breaker, the IC champ, making his appearance. Number 8 was Tozawa, but then Melo took him out because he was mad he was the first eliminated, and they go to like a back scene in the Gorilla moment, and Triple H basically has iShowSpeed, that streamer dude, come out and replace Tozawa, which leads to him getting speared in half by Braun Breaker, thrown out of the ring. Otis catches this freaking he's probably like $140, and then just tosses him over the freaking announcer table, and just that kid is insane. I mean, good for you though, bro. Good for you for being able to take that, because I would have been like, nah, I'm good. And then we had Sheamus come out. Jimmy Uso. I thought it was a little early for Jimmy Uso to come out, to be honest. And then we had Andrade, of course, making his appearance. If you think back a year ago, I'm pretty sure that's when he made his return. And then we had Jacob Fatu making his Royal Rumble debut, and he was tied for the most eliminations with Roman. Ludwig Kaiser coming out, making an appearance. Of course, we had to see The Miz. And then number 15, we had Joe Hendry, the NXT champion. I knew he was going to make an appearance, and I was hopeful to have more TNA people, potentially, maybe Hardy Bros, but I think they'll maybe involve them later down the line. But I'm super happy to see Joe Hendry. He got an incredible pop. Then we had Roman Reigns to follow, which, of course, he gets an incredible pop every time. The OTC. Again, like I said, he was tied with Jacob Fatu for most eliminations. There was times I really, really thought Roman was going to win the whole thing, honestly. Right after Roman, we had Drew McIntyre, which if you've been following along, Drew is so tired of the bloodline, he just really wants to end it for real. So that, having him come right after made sense. And then we had Finn Balor come out, which a lot of people are like, what's going on with his theme? That's just his normal theme. He's just been using the Judgment Day theme, I believe. So I don't know why people are kind of confused, but it is a little different iteration, which I'm kind of surprised we even saw him, because we haven't seen him in like 2-3 weeks. We had Shinsuke Nakamura, the U.S. champ, making an appearance. At number 20, we had Jey Uso. At number 21, we had a returning AJ Styles, who he had his old theme back. And I absolutely loved it. When it hit, I was like, oh, this is so nostalgic. Absolutely loved it. A lot of us thought he was going to be out for a lot longer because of the injury he had was pretty specific. And it was going to be more towards a year. But I think he was only out like 5 months. We had Braun Strowman coming in. And then, of course, Mr. John Cena coming out for one final time at 23. Following Mr. John Cena, we had CM Punk. And for a moment, it was Roman Reigns, John Cena, and CM Punk in a little triangle in the middle under the ring. And that is when Seth freaking Rollins' music hits. Burn it down! And of course, you see Roman and Punk both absolutely fuming in the face. Which, John Cena definitely had his past rivalry with Seth Rollins as well. But we know he's kind of just there for the vibes, making it happy-go-lucky a little bit more. At number 26, we had Dirty Dom. Then we had Sami Zayn come at 27, followed by Damian Priest, LA Knight, and then number 30, Logan Paul. Why would you waste a number 30 spot on Logan Paul, dude? Returning AJ Styles at 30 would have been so much better. Should have put, Logan Paul literally does the bare minimum, less than the bare minimum of work for probably the amount of money he gets paid, dude, from WWE. It's ridiculous. Comes in and then does not. You eliminated one person. Not a big fan. I absolutely hated that. But anyways, overall, let's get into the last little bit of the match, though. Alright, so the final 6 of the Men's Royal Rumble was John Cena, Jey Uso, Logan Paul, Roman Reigns, CM Punk, and Seth freaking Rollins. This moment, Roman and Seth Rollins are trying to get at each other and eliminate one another. CM Punk runs over and sees his opportunity to get both of them over the top rope, which he does to eliminate both of them. But while he's staring out at them at the ring, Logan Paul runs over, dumps him over the ring, and so the final 3 is Logan Paul, Jey Uso, and John Cena. So looking at the screen, I was like, oh, I have a 2/3 chance of being really happy. Because if you know me, I hate Logan Paul. He's incredible in the ring, and he's a good heel, but I just don't like him. I just don't connect with him. That's just me. Whenever Jey and John Cena kind of teamed up there to get rid of Logan Paul, I was really happy. And then to have those two as the final was very unpredictable, kind of, in my opinion. I kind of thought maybe John Cena would be in the final few, but I was super, super happy. I never saw John Cena winning the Rumble. I think they'll find a better storyline for him to get his 17th championship, potentially. Maybe even if he goes after the IC title, they'll find a different storyline for him, potentially. Maybe more towards like a SummerSlam. Maybe even at Mania. Who knows? We still have a little bit of time. What an incredible ending it was, though. To have these two, the final 2, was awesome, in my opinion. I would have been happy either way. But Jey freaking Uso, main event Jey Uso, proven why he truly is main event Jey Uso, and he's going to be main eventing WrestleMania 41. I was speechless, honestly, guys. I was speechless after the match. I really cannot believe that Jey won and that they're going through with it and moving forward with him. Because I truly believe he's going to win at WrestleMania 41, whether he goes against Gunther or Cody, which, who knows? It could be really interesting if he goes after Cody, low-key. But honestly, overall, guys, I'm super happy with how the Men's Royal Rumble and how the entire card played out. It was such an incredible night. Such a great way to start the road to WrestleMania. I'm super excited to see what's going to be happening with the Elimination Chamber. And yeah, guys, thank you guys for watching. I always appreciate it. Make sure to check out my YouTube, my Spotify, my Instagram, my X account, and also I have TikTok. So go check that out. And don't forget to be keeping tabs.